So here on Friday, we had a bad rainstorm and high winds, and I saw something flopping around out there by the bird feeders, and lo and behold, it was a bird. So I went out there and I retrieved her and brought her in. I reached out to my husband. He was on his way home from work. He said that he will look at her, so we started to do a little bit of surgery. We did some peroxide and water onto the leg. Thank goodness she was still able to have filling in her leg. Her wing did look like it had some trauma to it as well, but unfortunately her little foot from the ankle down was just hanging by a piece of skin, so we just went ahead and just cut it off the rest of it and band-aided up her, I guess, the ankle part of her little leg there, little elbow. And she seemed to be okay. She was coming out of the shock that she was in. She was shaking really bad. But as you can tell, she's pretty calm while we're doing this to her, and I think she understands that we're trying to help her and things, which is grateful that we were able to do that and to save her. Thank goodness I found her when I did, because she probably wouldn't have been alive any other time out there. I don't know how long she'd been out there, but as you can tell by her leg and her wing, it might have been quite a while. As you can see here, we were trying to put some type of band-aid on it to let it heal, but we realized that it may not be good to keep that on there in case if she does take off and fly, we don't want it to get infected or anything by being on her leg and she can't get it off. So we did decide that we were going to try to take her outside and let's see if she can fly, if there's something wrong with that wing or the other wing, and that's what we did. I just set her down, stepped back to see if she would take off and fly, but unfortunately she did have a little bit of trouble with that little stump, of course, and she did seem like she had some trouble with that one wing. So we decided to go ahead, keep her for a few days in a little cage that we had here in the house, and we just gonna try to let her recover, relax, give her some bird feed, maybe some bread and some water, and we'll see how she does. So Saturday morning, I got up to make breakfast. I wanted to check on her. Teddy wanted to see how she was doing. We were looking in at her, and she definitely was more vibrant and a little bit more calmer. She looked like a little bit nervous, of course, seeing us standing there, and of course Teddy standing there looking at her. But she did have some food, and she was eating her bread, so she was getting a little better, but she wasn't moving around as much, which is understandable. She did let me touch her and just use my little finger to brush her little feathers. She didn't seem too upset about it. When I did pull my hand away, she kind of got a little bit more happy, it seemed like, and moving around and things, but she's still having a little trouble moving around on one little foot, but she's trying. So as you can see here in this video, she is eating her bread and eating her bird feed. She is so much more alert. This definitely helped her to recover and to be ready to go back out into the wild, to be with her bird family and do what she's supposed to do. I'm glad that I was here to find her before she lost. I'm so glad that she had this place to call home for the short time to recover from her injuries. Got up on Sunday morning and the towel was covering her, so she should have been calm and collective, of course, but she was making a stink, flapping around. So I said, let me go and check on her. I took the towel off and looked at her, and she was so full of energy. She was showing me that she can perch on the little stick by herself with one little leg. Both wings were flapping. She was doing so good. And I said, this is her way of telling me it's time for me to go, that she's ready, she feels better. So I waited for my husband to get up that morning, let him sleep in. And then I said, I will let him know it's time to set her free and she can go back out to the wild where she belongs. So we went ahead and had breakfast, and we decided to go out and see if she was really ready to go. And she was so ready and so happy.
She knows how to get out the door.
We opened up the top, and there she went. She went off and flew in the tree. It was a little bit of a bittersweet, because it was fun having her here and taking care of her, but she needed to be with her bird family. She was talking up a storm and just so happy to be out, and I'm glad that she was able to fly and be healthy again and still live a good productive life, even though she's on one little leg, or actually a little foot. But she did great, and I wish her the best. Our little area, it's our little bird feeding area. I put the little wheelbarrow underneath all the bird feeders so it can catch all the feed. I can put it back in because they just toss it out anyway. But we went ahead and fixed this little problem on the little stick that she got caught on, and my husband wrapped it up with rope so we will not have another bird get stuck that way and get hurt.